Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're in my car because we're doing another drive with me let's chat video. So I know you guys loved the first one that I did, and I kind of wanted to make this like a new series that I'm doing. So I decided I would go ahead and film another one. I asked you guys on Instagram like what topic ideas I should do, and a lot of you wanted me to do body image and mental health. So I figured that was like the perfect video for right now, since the holidays are coming up and 2020 is ending and 2020 has been a year in itself. So I figured mental health would be good to talk about. I asked you guys on Instagram for specific topics, any questions you guys had about body image or mental health, anything that you guys wanted me to talk about. I also asked you guys on my community tab on YouTube for any topics too, so I'll be pulling from Instagram and my YouTube community tab. With that being said, let's get into it. I screenshotted a bunch from Instagram, so we'll start there. If you're not following me on Instagram already, I have it linked in the description of every single video. I'll also put my username on the screen. It's just Megan_Muise. So if you guys want to be involved in future Let's Drive videos or like Q&A videos, I always ask on my Instagram and also my YouTube community tabs. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on post notifications. Whenever I post, it'll update you about a video and also about community tab posts. Couple of screenshots here of questions. First one says, normalizing cellulite is such a big topic for body image. I completely agree with this. Literally everyone has cellulite, so we need to normalize like having it, because literally everyone has it. Like even if you were like the skinniest person ever, like you'll still have some kind of cellulite. So it should definitely be normalized because literally everyone has it. And it's not like a disgusting thing to like have either. Like it's just normal. So I don't understand why people like Facetune or are like so self-conscious about it, because like literally everyone has it. So you just need to remind yourself that you're not the only one with it. I have struggled with this too. I should probably give you guys like a background of like my struggles, I guess. So mental health wise, I have been diagnosed with anxiety and depression since I was literally 14. My entire life I've been struggling with those two illnesses, and it's been a struggle, I will admit. But also I feel like now I'm at the point where I've like learned kind of how to cope with it. I still have like my ups and my downs, obviously, as like any normal person dealing with a mental illness would, but I've gotten a lot better at like managing it. I've been on medication on and off the entire time, and I finally found one that I feel like works pretty well for me. I feel happy like 85% of the time. I'll obviously have my good days and my bad days where like it'll hit a little bit harder, like especially if I'm like about to get my period. I get so emotional, but I feel like that's kind of normal with like anyone. And I've also struggled with body image my entire life because I've been always like a little bit heavier than all of my friends. All of my friends have been like super skinny, and I never was super skinny. That's just like not my body type. Like I was like a size 0 when I was like in 7th grade, and it just looked so odd on me because I have like naturally wide hips and I just have like a more like curvier frame. I've like begun to like start embracing that and just learning to like accept my body for how it is. I should like get my like struggles out of the way. How to not compare yourself to others. This is literally so hard to do, but you just have to recognize that no one's gonna look like you and you're not gonna look like everyone else, because everyone is so unique to their own body type. Struggle with this too, especially with like having a social media presence and being on different social media platforms. Like you see all these women and they have like incredible bodies and you're like, why can't that be me? And sometimes it's just like not how your body's built. Like I will never have a thigh gap, you know, like when that was like a huge trend, like I could never have that because that's just like simply not my body type. And I've learned to like accept that and like be okay with it. I'll always be like a little bit heavier than all of my friends, and I'm okay with that. I'm like learning self-love and learning to love my body for how it is and how it was made. So I know it's a struggle to not compare yourself to others, but you really just have to think about how you were built and how unique it is to you and how special that is. And it's a journey, but you just have to learn to love yourself for how you're made. And you can always like make changes, like you can work out, maintain like a certain body weight and stuff like that. But also if you don't want to work out, you don't have to. Like literally, if you're looking for like a partner and you're worried about like body image and stuff like that, they will accept you for however you want to look, and that like that's that. You just have to be fully like in love with yourself before you can love anyone else too. So I think comparing yourself to others is really hard, but especially with social media, you just have to like accept that like you aren't gonna look like anyone else, and that is your superpower. Embracing weight gain, like especially hard for me, because my freshman year I was like a size like 8 to 10, and now I'm like a size 16, so obviously I've gained like a significant amount of weight, and I will contribute it to like my anxiety, my depression, and just college life in general. Like, no one eats healthy, no one really works out. I have anxiety, like I cannot go to the gym with like people like staring at me. Like, I know really no one's staring at me, but like it's my anxiety that convinces me like that people are. So I like literally cannot go to like a normal gym. I used to do cycle bar, but since the pandemic hit, like I haven't been able to go, and now I don't feel comfortable going. I've been walking around my neighborhood with my mom recently, and I have a spin bike at home, and I have a treadmill too. So I just need to like stop making excuses to work out, and like if I actually like want to work out to like be healthier, like that's okay. Your weight fluctuates all the time. Like, you will never stay at one consistent weight. Like, it just happens. It's just how life works. You should not beat yourself up over eating what you want. You can eat everything you want in moderation. As long as you're getting like what you need to like fuel your body, I think it's okay. And especially if you're worried about like maintaining a certain like body image, you can always work out to like maintain that if you like really want to. Also, you should not beat yourself up over like a little bit of weight gain or a lot of weight gain. If you're happier with weight gain, then like so be it. Like, I can like significantly say that like the weight I am now, mentally I have never been happier, and it's just because I stopped like obsessing over what I was eating and obsessing over my weight gain. Like, I finally just like accepted it, and I was like, this is where I am, this is how I'm gonna look for like the time being, and that's that. And if you don't like me for how I look, okay, I don't care. And it takes like a lot of courage and like a lot of hard work to like get to that point. I don't like expect you to get there overnight. Like, just start working on self-love, go to therapy if you need to. Therapy is incredible for some people. People around you and the people that love you will accept you no matter how you look, weight gain or not. And if they don't, then they don't truly love you. It's kind of tough to say, but I don't think weight gain should be like have a negative connotation to it. Like, it just happens to everyone, whether it's significant or not. Like, it's gonna happen. I think we should normalize weight gain. How to keep toxic and negative self-talk out of your mind. This is literally so hard, especially if you deal with anxiety and depression. Oh my god, it's literally so hard, because you'll just hear these voices that like tell you that everyone's watching you, tell you that you're ugly, that you're like worthless, and like all this stuff. And it's really hard to combat that. The thing that helped me the most was definitely getting on medication. It like kind of like silenced those thoughts for the most part. And also surrounding yourself with positive people and like having a positive mindset, doing things you love, doing things you enjoy, things that make you happy, also really helps a lot. Like, you can't be stuck in this negative mindset and being filled around like negative people all the time, or else you're literally just going to be down all the time, and those negative thoughts are going to creep back in. To start prioritizing your mental health, and also start surrounding yourself with people that are positive influences in your life. Yourself with positivity, and surrounding yourself with people that have a positive influence in your life, whether that be family and friends, whether that be like animals. Like, animals are such a huge impact on my mental health, especially. I don't know what I would do without my cats. My mental health was such significantly better when I got my 2 cats. So I know animals have like such a positive influence on some people. Also, decrease your time on social media, because that is a huge part of my negative thoughts. I'll like look at an Instagram post and be like, damn, like I kind of wish I looked like her. And then like the negative thoughts creep in, and I'm like, okay, I like need a break from Instagram for the day. And also follow people who are positive impacts too. So you can like surround your feed, if you are on social media, with like body positivity people, people that are like radiating positivity through their like Instagram feed. I know it sounds kind of silly, but I've started following like more body types like mine on Instagram, and let me tell you, it has helped me like learn to love my body so much more. Seeing girls that look like me be confident, posting on Instagram, like literally modeling, and I'm like, okay, like my body isn't being shamed for on social media now. Now that like I follow people that look like me, I feel so much better about having the body that I have. So that's another huge tip that I would give. Do you battle with any mental illnesses? If so, how do you cope with it? Like I mentioned in the beginning, I have anxiety and depression, borderline like body dysmorphia from when I was younger. How I cope, medication is like a huge part. It's YouTube. My mental health has gotten so much better just because I'm filled with like such positive people in my life, and I'm finally like pursuing like what I've been dreaming to do for so many years, and it's like kind of like becoming successful in a way. So that's also really helped me cope with like my anxiety and depression, because I'm like a person that like needs words of affirmation. Like the fact that people are like loving my videos, I'm like thriving off of that. I've never like felt truly like accepted, but then like being accepted on YouTube like gives me some sort of like fulfillment and like success in my life. So I feel like that has a huge positive like impact on it. Also, being around my animals really helps my mental health a lot. I feel like YouTube is kind of like my therapy, and like doing like these car chats is like kind of like my therapy, because I feel like I'm talking to people even though I'm literally like staring at my camera. But I just feel like this is so therapeutic for me. I know a lot of YouTubers like say that too. Like truly, these car chats are like my favorite thing to do, because I get to like just talk to you guys and also like just get everything out. Yeah, that's kind of how I cope. I'm learning every day how to cope, because I'll have like some spells where I get very depressed and I'm literally getting nowhere in life. Like I can't even graduate from college yet, like all this stuff, I'm getting such bad grades. Like all of these like weird like negative thoughts will come in. So I just have to like take a breath, calm down, and like remember who you are at the end of the day. Also, talk to your friends and family. That really helps me out too. Like sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I'll like talk to my friends and just tell them like, hey, I don't know what to do, I feel like shit, what do you think I should do? And they'll tell me like, just take a breath, take a nap, go watch a good movie, go watch something funny, just like get out of your funk if you can. So that helps a lot too. Do you think thin shaming is a real thing? I actually do. People will be like, oh, you're too skinny, go eat a cheeseburger. And like, that is so offensive to some people. Like, you never know what someone else is dealing with. And like, all body types and shapes and sizes should be accepted. Like, if you're like very skinny, like it should be accepted. And even if you're like overweight, should be accepted. I think thin shaming is like for sure a thing, and it also needs to be destigmatized, because literally not everyone's gonna look the same. Like no one is gonna have the ideal body type unless you're like literally like a model and you get plastic surgery, or you were just like literally born that way. So we need to like stop categorizing people in like different categories based on their body. Like just let them be, just let them live. Like so over body shaming, like it doesn't matter what you look like just leave everyone alone. Sometimes people that are that thin like literally cannot help it, like their metabolism is just so high, or it's just like their genetics. So the fact that people like literally shame them and are like, why don't you eat a meal, is just like literally so offensive and rude in my opinion. I hate when people say that, especially like when people are overweight. They'll be like, oh, why don't you go eat a salad, or why don't you stop eating? It's like, who are you to say that? Like that's so rude and disrespectful to say to someone, especially because they could be suffering from like an eating disorder or some kind of other like chronic illness or something like that. Just accept everyone for who they are. And also, it's like no one else's opinion to comment on your body type. What do you do to feel better on a bad body image day? I actually have had one of these days recently, and I went on TikTok and I follow like a bunch of like body positive like girls on there. So I literally was just like scrolling through their TikToks of them like being positive about their body, and that really helped me out a lot. But if you don't want to like be on social media, just distract yourself and like remember your worth. Know that you are the way you are for a reason, and it's unique to you. It's very special to you. No one else will look like you, and that is your superpower, like I said before. This is a good one. I totally agree with this. It says, I'm always scared everyone's looking at me when I work out in my driveway gym school. I am literally the same way. That's why like I cannot go to the gym. Like when I was in like high school, middle school, and we had PE, it was literally the most miserable time for me, because of my anxiety. Like everyone was watching me, everyone was judging me. I think we should literally like get rid of PE like throughout schools, because it's just so like detrimental to people that like have a mental illness and like don't feel comfortable like wearing the stuff that they make you wear, or like doing activities like that, especially with like people like watching you. I literally hate that. Especially like the gym, like it's just like not for everyone. Like I literally could not go to the gym, afraid that people were watching me. So I would just suggest working out either like alone or like with a friend that you trust and like you don't really care about them like working out with you. Truth is that I know no one's looking at me when I go to the gym or like when I work out, but like that thought will always just creep in, like what if they are? Really hard. I still struggle to this day. I don't really have any advice because I'm still dealing with it. Just try and like remind yourself that no one's looking at you. Everyone's focused on themselves, which is so true at the gym. Like everyone's worried about if everyone is looking at them, so they're more worried about like themselves than like actually looking at you. My advice is just to work out alone. Maybe like in your backyard or something, if you have like a fenced in backyard. Maybe in your driveway if like none of your neighbors are home. or like working out with a friend maybe. Now I'm on to my YouTube community tab. Advice to keep going and do it again because you failed on your first try. I think you should always take another shot at it, even if you failed, if like that's an option. Basically, like with school, sometimes that's not an option, and you just have to remind yourself that like it's one bad grade out of like all of the good grades. At the end of the day, it won't even matter that much. Even if you like try your hardest and you still fail, I think you should continue until like you succeed at it. This could like totally apply to YouTube too. Like at the beginning, I felt like I was literally flopping so hard on YouTube. Like I felt like a failure. I still feel like that sometimes. If like a video doesn't do well, I'm like, why am I even doing this? Like I'm literally the worst at YouTube. Like no one even likes my content. I'm still pushing through. So that means you guys have to push through too. Advice is just to keep going. I know it's hard when you fail. It like really hurts your self-esteem, but you just have to keep trying and know that you are worthy, that you are successful, and that you're intelligent, and that you will succeed. As long as you put all of your effort in and keep pushing, you will be successful. I'm gonna have to watch this back and like remind myself of that, because sometimes I need that reminder too. What do you do when you're getting in a funk? Funk meaning feeling unproductive, feeling unattractive, off of your routine if you have one, just a bad week. What's your way to get out of that funk? Basically, what I do to get out of a funk is I will just like blast music that like makes me like happy and like excited. So for me, that's like early 2000s music. Like that shit gets me so hype. So I'll do that, or I'll like watch YouTube, like watch my favorite YouTubers. I'll hang out with my animals, like play with my cats, play with my dog, hang out with my friends, hang out with my family. And even like sometimes being unproductive can be the most productive. We all need like a mental health day. Days, literally weeks if we need it. So I feel like being unproductive is like not a bad thing. Like the whole like hustle culture like really annoys me too, because everyone needs to be productive all the time. Totally okay to like literally sit on the couch and watch TV all day. That also needs to be normalized. But to get out of a funk, I just like surround myself with like stuff that makes me happy. So whether that's like watching TV, filming a YouTube video, literally sitting on my couch, hanging out with my mom. Also, watch people that inspire you. That gets me very productive. Like if I watch a YouTuber like Natalie Barbu, gets me so freaking inspired. All of her videos are so like go get 'em type of videos, so those always make me productive. Also my friends, I like watching my friends' YouTube videos because they always inspire me, because we're all like around like a similar subscriber count kind of. They always get me super pumped up and stuff like that. Watch people that inspire you. Follow people that inspire you. Just do like your guilty pleasures too. Like if you want to have like a chocolate bar to make yourself feel better, like just do it. Like it literally does not matter. Like sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I will literally go get Chick-fil-A and be like, I deserved it. I'm having a bad day. And that's totally okay. Like we need to normalize that too. Like if you're having a bad day, like do what makes you happy. Like it doesn't matter if you're gonna put on like an extra pound or something from eating like garbage for one day. Like do it if it makes you happy. That is everything that I've gotten on my YouTube and my Instagram for questions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of long. I really needed to get this out in the world. I've been meaning to film this for so long. I just honestly like was not comfortable filming it yet. Figured Vlogmas is the perfect time to talk about it, since the holidays are coming up and we all probably are gonna gain weight from holiday food, because it's always literally so good. And it is okay to gain weight. If you're happy and you're eating good food that fuels your body, it's okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thumbs up if you want more Let's Drive car chat videos. Sorry I didn't actually drive today, but I already had a Celsius and I really don't think I should have a coffee and a Celsius. So we're just like chilling here. I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new Vlogmas video. Bye.